virginity. Once hang with me, it'll make sense. Look, once you lose it, it's gone. It don't come back. Here's what he's going to talk about. My first year in Primerica, I made X. My first year as an RVP, I made X. My first convention I went to, I did this. How is he going to say, you know what his story's going to be for the rest of his career? I was in Primerica 30 days and I went to a convention. Or I was in Primerica for 5 years and I never went to a convention. That's bull. And you don't even realize you're telling your story right now. It'll come out down the road and you go, holy crap, that's what I did. See, all you can tell somebody is what you did. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, let's talk about this. So, 4, 5, 6 years, you got to recruit, train, build people. And I'm talking real people like you guys that come to this right here. I'm not talking about the pansies and the candy ass and the wieners and the whiners and all those people that said they were going to show up. I'm talking about finding real people you can train, develop, and turn something into. Think about this. Why not build a big base shop, build a big hierarchy, and you guys are a great example of that. Look on the leader sheet and just listen to the leaders you guys have in this room. They're phenomenal. And you build your organization. Guess what that does? That'll pay you whatever you want. 200 grand, 300 grand, 500 grand. It's entirely up to you. Guess what that allows you to do? Have a nicer house, have a different type of utilities, have cars that you don't have to buy one tire at a time, to be able to shop when you go to the grocery store, you can buy what you want, or when you go out to dinner, you don't have to shop on the right side of the menu. You can do what you want. Oh, what's that? Look, I don't know what's important to you, but what I do know is if you put some time and effort and energy into this beast, it'll change your whole life. Get it? Change your whole life. Change your whole life. Because the money never stops. You know how hard it's going to be for you to build $2 million of an asset? How hard is it to go find some stud like that? How old are you, 25?
24.
Perfect. Perfect age. He's a mature 24-year-old. Yeah. Perfect age, my opinion. So, DFS, it works like a job, but you got to run it like a business. You got to treat it like it's your family. You got to be obsessive, compulsive about believing this couple can win. I don't know if they are or aren't, but what I do know is I'm going to give them everything that I got. And if they're a meeting misser, they ain't getting an ounce of my time. If they miss a meeting, I'll cut their ass off. I won't tell them. I'll smile and wave. Hi, I'm done with your ass. If you can't show up at a Tuesday, Saturday, why am I going to put my energy into helping you? You ain't serious. Right. It's like you guys, I'm going to go to the convention. You ain't serious. You're so full of crap. Oh, I'm going to win. Hang on, what do I got to do? What's it, $400 bucks? Your license, big deal. Write one sale. Don't give me that excuse. You're a freaking candy ass. And whatever it is, I don't know what's important to you, but you got to have this, man, because things are going to get tough. Yeah. Marquins, have you guys had your butt handed to you a time or two? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to Man of Devils. You know, God's got a sense of humor. Yeah. Listen, this ain't easy, all right? But, you know, you've got a choice of what you guys are going to do, and you've got to set your goals. And I don't know what they are to you, but you need to, when crap gets handed to you, if you can reach into your pocket and grab your goals right now, stand up. Pull your goals out. Let me see them.
Oh, wow. Huh?
Excellent. I will have 5 RVPs. I'll be SNSD by December 2013. $1,031,000 of income, 10 to 15 leadership legs, 2 to 5,000 personal field training, personal 4 to 8 training, $30,000 a month, building by 5,005 recruits, a $50,000 base, a $75,000 base, a $100,000 base. If you can't wrap your mind on why you're here, and the rest of you guys that couldn't put your hand on your goals, if I wasn't being filmed, I'd slap you too. Because the reality of it is, it's not true. You're not actually going to get what you think you're going to get because you're not focusing on it. Look, it always kind of, Hector talks about this all the time. TVFAR. If I were you, I'd write that down. TVFAR. TVFAR. Your thoughts always equal your beliefs, which always equal your feelings, which always equal your actions, which always equal your results. TVFAR. Take notes. You can remember this shit. Are you recording it? All right. TVFAR. Thoughts always equal your beliefs. If you think you can be an RVP, you believe you can be an RVP, you'll feel like you're going to be an RVP, you'll act like you're going to be an RVP, you'll be an RVP. Those of you guys that aren't going to the convention, you think you're not going to the convention, so you feel you're not going to the convention, so your actions are dictating I'm not going to the convention. It's Gran's and Dad's money. Look, you ain't ever been to any family member's graduation now. What the hell's the difference this year? Come on, really? So your actions end up doing the exact same thing. So what do you got to do? You got to change your thought about it. I will be at convention 20 days from now. Absolutely. What do you got to do? I don't care. Beg, borrow, or steal. Goals, plan, act, or schedule. You know how I got here today? I plugged your address into a GPS. A GPS. And it got me here. See, how are you going to get to where you're going without your GPS? That's your GPS, gang. Your goals, your plan, your schedule. What are you going to do? And it's no different. You know how long it took me? I left my house at 5:30 this morning. And I got here at 7 o'clock. So guess what I did? I missed traffic. Why? Because my GPS told me there's a block here. Mercedes has a cool guide like that. What's your guide like that? Oh, I don't know. You're kind of wandering aimlessly and you think you're going to win here? Stop fooling yourself. Okay? So map out a schedule and work the schedule. I don't care what it is. I watch these guys drive from Lancaster, I mean, wherever it was, some ridiculous place where nobody lives except contaminated water.
That's nice.
You're going to have a run, gang. You're going to have a run. I don't know when your run's going to be. I think if you're in this room, your run needs to be now. All I'm showing you is my 5-year run. I showed you my regional. First year as an RVP. Now, first year, that's 6 months as a regional, 6 months as an RVP. All you can control is you. What you can only control is your personal activity. 0.75 by 5,500 is what I did. My base did 4 by 12,000. Big whoop. Next year, I did kick my recruiting up 1 point time, but by this, my base shop grew a little. Income grew a little. And by the way, my securities volume, I'm 90% of it, gang. Still 90% of it. And all of a sudden, you're going to find somebody. So year 3, I kicked my production up to 82,000 of personal premium, 1.66, 11 by 21,000. What happens? You start to find and develop some people. It's not easy. It takes time. But then if you continue to do it, I don't know about you, but that's not a bad 5 years. Started Primerica, took my income to 276, but I didn't stop. See, I don't know what your story's going to be, but what I do know is a lot of you, you're negotiating the cost. You say you want to do this, but you're not willing to put the time and effort and energy into doing what it is you said you wanted here, and you can't negotiate the cost. Leadership is nothing more than inspiring people with your actions, nothing more, nothing less. That's it. Don't be a hummingator. Talk about what you're going to do with a big old alligator mouth, and you got a little hummingator ass, or hummingbird body. That's a hummingator. Oh, let's go conquer the world. You don't do crap. Come on. Inspire your people by setting an example. You look at, and I'm so, your leadership in this room, and RVPs, you have a copy of all of Sharp's 39. You guys crushed them. You guys need to give your leadership in this room a round of applause. Seriously. The reason I'm telling you that is because I benchmarked them off with 39 of Mike Sharp's first-generation RVPs, and they beat literally 99% of them because they are doing it first. They're setting an example out there where they're field training and writing 4 or 5 grand a month of personal business. See, then you recognize, you set an example of others that want to copy. That's how you inspire somebody, and you go after and you get busy. See, leadership is equipping your people. You heard these kids. All Mejia's done, or the McKeans, or whoever's done, I'll figure that name out when you make 250. So, all they've done is transfer part of their knowledge into that kid's head. That's all it is. And see, the right person that's got desire and guts and work ethic, they'll kill it. And this is how, somebody like this will beat somebody that's so smart that they can't even get out of their own freaking way. Because smart people are stupid. So, identify your players. Old-timers, and they are. Think about it. Most smart people don't win in Primerica. Because they're so damn smart, they want to figure out another way. Well, I'm so smart with my 6 days of junior college and then got kicked out and had to go to the Army that I figured out I'm just going to do what they tell me. Because the Army, if you don't do what they tell you, they take that shit seriously, all right? Identify your players. Look, you guys are the players. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this room, okay? So now you need to live up to the expectation of what you're supposed to do. And if it's 4 by 5, you need to do that 4 by 5. And you need to have an accountability roster, and you guys are blessed to have one. You got to have communication with your guys on a daily basis and know where they stand. And I don't know what it's going to be for you guys, but all your time is spent with your first string. You play varsity, I'm assuming, right? So now guess what varsity gets? Varsity gets all the coach's time. You know what the second string gets? The assistant coach's time. You know what third string? I'm not kidding. You know what third string gets? The JV's time or whatever the case might be. So you can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit. If somebody isn't going to do something, stop wasting your time, effort, and energy with them. If they can't show up and do their part, why should you do your part? And RVPs, we struggle with this. because we want everybody to like us and we want us to do all these things, and we want to try to mold this person into somebody they're not. Look, either they got it or they don't. You don't develop an RVP. You find them. It's in it, they want it, and they're hungry. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can't. So, and you got to have a sense of urgency. You hear them every waking hour. Right? That's all I'm thinking about is Primerica. How long did it take you to go regional manager? Took me 14 months to go district. I killed it. But Gary McCrummon told me, you need to go to a convention. My first year here, I made $1,000. You need to go to a convention. It's in St. Louis during Christmas. Okay. You know what I did? I didn't question. I went. I couldn't afford it. I didn't want to do it. And guess what? We had a retreat just like this Dexter did. You need to go to the retreat. I got in the biggest knockdown, drag-out fight with my wife because I tricked her ass to get her down there. I'm not kidding you. We don't just fight up. Honey, I strongly disagree with you. We've got a much different level of communicating. So, yeah, intense fellowship. I like it. But my point to this is I was coachable. If this group is, your upline's telling you to go to the convention, you need to go to the convention, or just put a bowl in your head, okay? Because you're not going to make it. So you got to get a new recruit off to a fast start. What does that mean? That they get promoted to district within 30 or 60 days. Not, listen, I'm thinking about waiting until I get my license to go out and do it. You understand, for us, we make a whole lot more money when you have that ridiculous, idiot thought, because you start off at a 25% contract and we override you. But, you know, and those of you guys say, oh, I'm going to do that. You're a fool. You won't even be here to make a sale. You know why? Because you're not coachable. And I'm sorry if I'm upsetting you, but I got permission to tell you how I really feel. Yeah. And how I really feel is, if you don't do this, you are not going to win in Primerica. You might play with it, put your toe in it for a while. Oh, that's cute. Oh, and then you're going to be one of these guys. Oh, I tried that. Yeah, Lugo told me to go on appointments before I got licensed because he wanted to take all the money. A lot of people think like that, gang. A lot of people got screwed up thinking. So all we got to do is try to fix their head and get inside of it and become a field trainer and develop team captains and get through the process, and that's it. Our whole business can be listed right there. The only thing that's screwing it up is the things between your ears. Is the 8 pounds of mass that's going on inside there because you think something different. Do you realize the collective years of leadership in this room? You're talking 200-300 years. If I were to take all the leaders of 10, 15, 20 years of what they've got inside here, you're friggin' 22 minutes of PFS of what you think you're going to do? Really? Come on. Do I need to go any further on that? I don't know what your story's going to be, but I can tell you, here's my story and I can't change it. It is what it is. You're going to do what you do. But I want to talk to you guys now about becoming an RVP. What did I do? Nothing. If I had it to do over, I would have worked way harder, by the way. Because you don't realize it when you're in it. See, all you guys got to do is keep your head down and go knock this thing out. You don't even realize how big of a difference your convention can be 2 years from now. But some of you are going to make the mistake and not pull the trigger and go, and you're going to blow it. So all I know is I was never number one at anything in Primerica. You know what I wanted? I wanted to make sure I got lean and mean. I wanted to pay all my crap off and keep getting wide and building people because that's what this business is about. So that's all it is. You look at what do you got active directs? Probably 10? Do you? In your base shop?
Direct?
Yeah.
14.
There you go. The numbers are the numbers. 14 people actively to him, and then on average you're going to do about $3 grand. Run your daily blast. Guess what shows up? Whoever's direct. It doesn't show that whole leg. It shows whoever's direct. Run your daily blast. However many, he's got 14 active directs, which on average are going to do $3,000 each. So there you go. There's a $42,000 base shop. Oh, magically he did 50. It's not magic. He understands the system and he plugs the numbers in and does it. You got to do the exact same thing. It starts with you, and then you start to build and develop and build and develop. It's just that simple. That's really all it takes. So that shouldn't be on there. I don't want to talk about that. Yep, read that fast. It's all good. One day a rabbit was running through the forest and he stopped below a large oak tree, and in the tree was a crow, and the rabbit asked the crow, "Can I sit and do nothing like you?" And the crow said, "Sure." So the rabbit went to sleep, and then along came the fox and ate the rabbit. The lesson, when it's time to sit and do nothing, make sure your ass is very, very high. Everybody's having tough times, gang. Even Suki got foreclosed on, all right? I don't want to hear your story about why it didn't work for you and what isn't working, and that's how the year. Let's go trick-or-treating, kids. This is what it's going to be like. It doesn't matter what's going on economically. It makes no difference. You just got to wrap your head in the game and do what it takes. All right, my last PowerPoint for you, and then we'll open it up to questions, if you shall dare. All right, so let me talk about this. All your RVPs have a copy of this, but what I want to talk to you guys about is you're going to go RVP. How are you going to go RVP? You're going to go RVP big, you're going to go RVP small.
Big.
Well, see, actions are louder than words. So what I hear you say is nothing. What I see you say screams to me. What I hear you say is nothing. What I see you do is everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
You show me. I'm going to be big. Great, show me. Let's talk about a $30,000 regional leader. $30,000 regional leader preparing to go RVP, has a securities license, is averaging $105,000 of securities. He personally does $2,500. Has 3 districts doing collectively $2,500. Two divisions doing $20,000 total. So he's got a $30,000 base shop. You see that? It's not that much. Very, very simple. You absolutely can build to get to this. And then we leave a promotion exchange of $10,000, which it would be 15 or 20 in my opinion. But you walk out with having a $20,000 base shop. First of all, by the way, part-time, you're making $4 grand a month right here. And you understand $4 grand a month net in Primerica is like you making $100,000 in the real world? You're going to make $8,000 a month at a job. By the time you pay Uncle Sam and everybody else, you're bringing home $4 grand. Here we give you $4 grand, and now you actually get a tax deduction for all that and more. All right? So that's $48,000 on a part-time contract. Then you transition to go RVP. Now, the reason is because you did all this before. You transition to go RVP, and now all of a sudden, your income goes to $125,000. How would you like to continually do the same level of production, give a promotion exchange, and then you walk away making $125,000? Wow. J&J, that's you guys right there. That's exactly what you guys need to do because you built it big. You did it strong, and you led from the front. So now we have a $15,000 promotion exchange. You're a $30,000 base shop. Now you're doing half of it. Still got the securities license. And what happens here, you give the promotion exchange, you make $100,000. Well, the tragedy that I'm going to see is some of you guys want to get there and you want to do it like this. I want to be an RVP. And all of a sudden, your base is doing $17,000 and you think you're ready to be an RVP. Now, your RVPs are going to, they'll walk you through this process. I'm just giving you if you need to ask yourself, do you want to make $100 grand before you go RVP? And because if you make $100 grand before you go RVP, you'll make $250 your first year. If you want to make $50 before you go RVP, then you're going to struggle. Then it'll take a year or two to get your bootstraps laced up. All right? So what happens now, you're a $17,000 base shop, regional managers. You guys all with me? Yep. So Lugo, if I'm not clear, fix me, okay? Because you know how I am. I get talking, it's like diarrhea of the mouth. Can't stop. So here we go. We got a $10,000 promotion exchange. You now are doing $7,500. You got you, and by the way, the second you go RVP, what you're going to realize is there's a bunch of stuff that your RVPs were doing that you had no idea that they were even doing. It's like for those of you that live with your mama, the second you go out and buy your own house, all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, you mean I got to pay electricity? And what's this? Why are all the bills in orange? And why are they in red? Why are they being shut off? All of a sudden, it's a whole new level of what you need to do. So, now, if you do this as a regional manager, first of all, you're only making $37,000. This is assuming that you're making $1,000 a month in securities, by the way. So if you're not, back 12 grand off of that. You become an RVP now because I want to get out. I'm tired of them holding me back. They don't understand, man. I got to get this thing done. Some of you are going to feel this way, and you may not be there yet. You need to understand the leadership you have in this room knows what's right for you. I can't stress how important this is to you. So the difference is now you get promoted, now you're at 50 grand as an RVP. That's a whole lot different than $125,000, $150,000. And all the difference is I just need you to stay around a little bit longer until you can build up. I mean, look, what's my difference here? 15,000 or 17,000 versus 20. Look at the comp difference. 100,000 or 50,000. Wow. It's all the difference in the world because what you don't realize is you're missing some bonus here. There's some things that RVPs have in your best interest that want you to go through this process. Keep doing what you're doing and building people to go through this. But you've got to get good. There's a lot of different ways you can become a regional vice president, but you're blessed where you guys have extremely great, plugged-in, engaged leadership. You know my upline? Well, you don't know him, but let me give you an idea. Since I got promoted and I opened up my own office, I've probably seen Gary at my office 5 times in 10 years. Lugo's here every day for you guys. And the last time Gary's been to an op night of mine, never. The last time Gary's ran a training for me, no, he did do one training while his secretary was doing the OSJ audit.
How about a conference for you?
Never. Never. And so you guys think this is all normal.
Any incentive?
Nothing. Never. No, and I love Gary. It has nothing to do with that. But I would die to be in the situation you guys are in right now. To have somebody that's doing it, that's engaged, that's on it, that's after it, man, I would be the guy in the room. Look at the hair on my arms. I would trade anything to be in your position right now. To have somebody that's engaged, that wants to win, that's actively doing it from the front. I was the last guy Gary Field trained. My RVP promotion was his SNSD, and I love Gary. He's direct to Hector. Hector's never seen any of my offices, ever. Nor does he need to. It's not his position. You guys got it all right here, and this is a season of time where you better get after it and get busy, because you just think this is normal. It is, and you'll see. Those of you who go to the convention, you'll realize how big of rock stars you guys have. My last bit of information for you guys, every one of you that are in this room, you got to sell out, and you got to win this Hawaii contest. More importantly, you got to sell out and get 10-team recruits, and you got to get dome floor seating. I don't know if you've ever been to a concert before. A concert's pretty cool in the top section. But a concert in the front row with a VIP, and you walk in the back, and you don't have to deal with all the normal yahoos. What you deal with is now you're sitting in the front row. Every one of you, this is open floor, every one of you can have dome floor seating for the entire time of the convention. All you need to do is have 10-team recruits. What is that going to take? I hire these two guys, and I tell them, you guys want to get to district? Great. Go out there and hire 3. So there's 2. We hired 3. There's another 6. That's 8. By the way, where's your wife? Where's your wife? There's 10. Done. How difficult is that? 2 guys, get them pre-qualified for their 3 recruits each, and then hire their spouses. That's 10. Just right there. Don't tell me you can't do it. You absolutely can do it, and you're crazy not to get after it and get mad focused on doing that. Because what's going to happen? You're going to be sitting there and you're going, what are they saying? Because they can't hear it because it's bouncing off the ceiling. 50% is going to be in there after. And I promise you, you're going to think back to this day and go, I wish I would have worked harder. I wish I would have got 1 more recruit. You got 10 or 11 days left. There's plenty of time for you to build a big business right here. Are you kidding me? You put somebody in the right market with the right motivated person, there's no reason you can't knock out 10-team recruits. And guess what happens? The leadership you guys have in this room, 10, 10, 10, 10, that's 60 recruits. Your guys' base shop continues to explode. I mean, you look at what you guys are doing right now, you're actively doing the same thing, so you don't even have time to, you're going to have to stop recruiting people because there's going to be so many people to go set appointments with. You can't stop it. So, Lugo, that's all I got. Buddy, you got any questions for me? Anything else I want to cover?
You were going to talk about
Say that again?
You were going to talk about Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Hawaii. You understand the company's going to pay. I've never seen a 7-month window, by the way. No. You're competing in a 7-month window right now. And I don't care if you just got appointed. For you, that's a great advantage. If you're not appointed, that's a great advantage for you. You already licensed, right? Yeah. So when did you pass your test? Perfect. After May 1st, he's already got 10,000 points for Hawaii. Recruits 1 more person, another 10,000 points for Hawaii. Gets another 9 on his team, 25,000 points for Hawaii. There's no reason all of you guys, and let me tell you what, Lugo's always, he doesn't even know this. If you've ever gone on a company trip with him, everything is first class. He always has these badass shirts or jackets or all of his stuff. I'm not kidding you. I've always seen in my whole career, it's inspired me. All my contest winners, in fact, I'm always calling him, okay, Lugo, what are we doing? Like, what is he doing? And give me the information so I can copy and do the exact same. You know why? Because I always want to be on the championship team. And my RVP doesn't even go to half the contest. Okay, which whatever, that's his deal. He's retired. But you know what I wanted? I wanted to be in Lugo's in crowd. I wanted to wear that shirt. I wasn't even in his hierarchy, and I didn't even know him, but I knew of the organization because you guys are just incredible. And I'm telling you, you don't realize how good you have it until it's gone. Okay, and there's a season of your life, and I think your season of your life is right here, right now, and I think it's time for you to make a commitment and get busy and go get this thing done and build something that's going to be big, it's going to be yours. So, for you to win Hawaii, it's make it or break it. If you're not registered for the convention, you're giving up 25,000 points. Are you kidding me? $25 if you're brand new to register for the convention. Even if in your mind you go, oh, there's no way I can do it. Register for the convention. Guess what your mind will start to do? Figure out a way for you to do it.
That's right.
That's all it is. It's all thinking. That's right. So go right now. Even if you fool yourself, go, okay, I'm going to register for the convention just so I get Hawaii credit. Great. I don't care. Start there. And what will happen if you got the right thinking and it's not stinking, and what will happen right there is then all of a sudden you're going to go, well, from register, heck, if I wrote true sales, I could go. The only thing holding you back is money. Don't tell me anything different. That's not true. So then all you got to do is break it down. Do I need to call, Sparky LaRue and Johnny Suckthumb and go write them up? There's my convention page for. I don't know what your numbers are. But all you got to do is figure it out, all right? So I'm telling you, you can't get it back. Company trips are incredible, and it's a time for all of us to fellowship and hang out and have fun and have a blast together. Anything else, guys?
Any questions? Anyone had any particular questions?
Don't be shy. Come on, ask me a question. I'll be happy to answer. TBFAR. T is for thoughts, B is for belief, F is for feelings, A is for action, and R is for results. Are you married? Me? Yeah. Not at all. Do you have a boyfriend? No? So, now listen to me. Her thoughts are she doesn't want a boyfriend, so she believes she doesn't want a boyfriend, so she's going to engage in no feelings to have a boyfriend, so her actions are going to be to have no boyfriend, so the results are she's going to be a big, strong female Primerica, and guess what? Guys are going to be trying to get all over her at that point because she's taking half money. Everything deals with that TBFAR. Hector taught me that years ago, and anytime something goes wrong, I get right back into the only reason that I'm in the situation that I am right now is because my thinking's off. That's it. That's all it gets back to. And then you've got a choice of what you're going to do. How you think is why you're where you are today, for 100%. And I don't mean for you guys. I mean for me. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, can you share something about the trip with Hector and those incentives that you've been through with the leaders? Because you are part of the inner circle of Hector Lamar, the number one in the company.
You guys still do this?
We did.
I've never worked so hard in my whole career to get Hector's inner circle jacket. You got to do 40 grand back to back in production and make at least $250,000 of income, and that's the only way you get into it. And it was you know, it's like anything, guys. If there's a T-shirt, like I see what this guy's got on, I don't even know him, but you know what I know? By his actions, he will win. Because he's fighting for a $5 T-shirt. See, that's what when Lisa. I'm dead serious. Because if I run a contest for this guy's phone, whoever it is, and the winners are they're gonna want to win it. It's just by our nature. So when Hector, and if you guys have anything remotely like that, anytime if you're gonna win anything that your base shop or your hierarchy does, you gotta win it. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if you come to the house. Doesn't matter if you come to breakfast. Doesn't matter if you come to the speaker. And that's got to be a mantra of yours. I never lost anything. So Hector's inner circles. I mean, we would stay down at oh gosh, those were fun. And it would be with Brandon Neal at the time, and Chris Howard, and who else was Danny Alonso. Oh God, we got in trouble with Hooters. And just have a blast and staying at Hector's. He's got a 3-floor penthouse in Cabo, and that's where he stay. And guess who stayed on property? The top 3 base shops. Everything was on production. Didn't matter how much he liked you, I liked your numbers. If these 4 were competing, the top 3 stayed with him, the others stayed off property. And let me tell you what, there ain't nothing like coming downstairs and Hector and Jan are in their pajamas talking to you about building a business and selling you a dream life and going, here's what it looks like, guys. Your life is, you win one company contest, it'll haunt you forever. Because now you've got a piece of what your life could be like, and that's why the company does it. That's why it spends so much money. When's the last time somebody spent $12,000 on getting you to Hawaii? Because that's what our company's going to do for you right now. And all you got to do is muster up the courage to go register for the convention and get your 10 and lock in all your incentives. So I always wanted to win everything, Jesus. And I didn't always do it, but I worked my butt off. It was more important to me to be part of that, just to say I was a part of that. And there wasn't a lot to say.
What is the number? What is the number for below RVP to win Hawaii? Consistent, the recruiting, premium licensing. What is the number?
I have an exact formula for that built up for future regional and then regional above. I can email it to you. We do it for Saturday training.
There's an idea here. So
you need to be at least 12 by 12.
12 by 12.
So the future is easy. What I mean by that, if you're a regional manager, that's what I'm talking about, the 12 by 12. Okay. Below that, it's easy. I mean, you could do 10 by 10 and lock that in all day long. And notice they took out the product slots. There's no goofiness. You ain't going to call 25 people on your auto and win. That crap's done and gone. The only way you're going to get to Hawaii is by the 87% of the production slots that are allocated for it's recruiting and premium. Okay? You'll still win the ancillary stuff, but there is no unlicensed goofy stuff. Okay? Because all that crap on one was a pain in the ass. All right. Next question. Yes, ma'am.
What would you advise someone or a team that has never done 10 by 10 before? What has to be their daily thinking? I mean, what do they need to obsess about?
Well, first of all, let's start with me. I would be what's the most you've ever done personally?
7 by 12.
Okay, so then you know it can be done. So if that's the case, you just need to find somebody that you can duplicate that information to. You got to find somebody that's willing to do what you're willing to do. All I would do is I would carve out a schedule and find out, for example, what do you guys, are you a couple?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want, what contract are you? What contract?
Regional leader.
Regional leader. Are you full-time?
Yeah.
Okay, so in your case, you're sold out. You mean all and now where you're at, obviously both of you are in the boat, and are you both rowing in the same direction?
Yeah.
Because one thing to be in the boat, but one could be going this way, the other one could be going this way. And look, a lot of you guys fight and you do that crap. You're in the boat and you're just freaking doing circles, all right? And the other one's about ready to hit you upside the head. So by the time you start paddling in the same direction, now all you're looking for is a sharp. Are you guys on a couple? Are you a couple? Okay. All right. So all you're looking for is a sharp couple like this to put in the boat with you and show them what to do with that oar. That's all it is. So if are you whose team you on?
Route time.
Okay, good, perfect. So if let's just say for a second he's on your team. You do 10,000, and again, here's your story. I did $10,000. My story is I did $14,987 as a district, #1 district in all the nation. In Hector's hierarchy, and you know why I wanted it? 15,000. Gary put a umbrella on the back of your jacket. We do $10,000 jackets. I don't know if you guys did that, but Hector did $10,000 jackets. If you did $10,000, you got a jacket. If you did 15,000, actually it was an eagle at the time. They put an eagle on the back. And in my upline, I did $14,987. I didn't realize that the stupid app stopped at $1,500, so I drove my ass to Fresno. The last night, I wrote a $300 app. Woo! I did $3,600. Come down and meet him at Tom Bell, and he goes, "Oh, Rick, that one counts as $1,500." I go, "What are you talking about?" I didn't know this max premium because I was a district. So I got $14,987, and he goes, "Well, I'll engrave Super Chicken on the back of it." Because it wasn't quite the eagle, but Super Chicken would do. Hey, Gary never gave me nothing. If I didn't earn it, I didn't get it. It was no, "Oh, good try. I know you went to Fresno to close that sale. Sorry." No, you didn't do it. Do it again next month. So, but that's my story. So as an RVP, I've written $25,000 of personal premium. So if I have somebody go, "Oh, I really want to win," your story is, how many people in this room below RVP has written $12,000 personal? I promise you, maybe one. Exactly. She's already an RVP. That's it. Keep doing what you're doing. You just got to find somebody else like you that wants to do it. Does that make sense? As long as your thinking's right. Okay, and clearly it is. You guys got a good partnership. How many people you got going to the convention? Then you need to work on your leadership skills. You need to be a better leader to attract more people that are going to follow you to that, okay? If you're a regional manager and you're going by yourself. And that's okay. When you get there, just go, "This year it ain't going to happen again." And if you get there, you better be sitting on the floor seated. Okay? In fact, track me down. Because the cool thing about the senior leaders, our name's on the seat. We ain't got to fight for it. We ain't got to get there early. We just walk in the back. "Oh, yeah, there's our seat right next to it." Yeah. L, M, right here. There I am. Lugo, Mejia, Miller. Very simple. Okay?
Okay.
No. Yeah, you'll be in the baby section. Yeah, baby section. You're going in the freaking new guy. Listen, you know what? I want to be in the $250,000 and above club. I want to be able to go to home office and be a part of that. I want to have VIP. Isn't it nice, Lugo, when we walk in, Mejia, when we walk in, it says SVP, and we have red carpet, and we don't have to check in with the average people that win the contest. We walk in and go, "Oh, would you like some gravy pond with that? Would you like some caviar?" And you're standing in line 3 deep, and this lady's jacking up everybody's room, and we're like, It's so different. You know why? Man, I want that. I want that. Do you want that like that?
Yeah.
Man, I'm tired of being sick and tired. Work on your leadership. You need to attract and retain more people if you're a regional manager going to convention by yourself. Any other questions?
Yeah, right here.
Yes, sir.
What would be...
Yeah, by the way, I haven't told you this publicly. I've watched you for years get your ass handed to you time after time after time and not have enough to even pay attention and just know that God put you here to serve a bigger purpose. And I've watched you fight through so much adversity, and you guys have won and did what it takes. And that's not you just simply outwitted the devil, just like Napoleon Hill's book. Great book, by the way, if you haven't read that.
Yeah.
So I just want to tell you publicly, I'm so proud of what you've done. And in the beginning of your career, and I told you this in the RVP meeting based on the numbers, you're doing a phenomenal job, and I couldn't be more proud of you. And you have an example to set in this hierarchy to show them how fast you go to RVP to make $250,000. You could break Rick Susie's record. Rick Susie's first year as an RVP made $253,000. Wow. You could bust through that if you keep your activity up. All right? I just want to tell you that. Sorry. Go ahead. Question.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm just excited.
And it's just that, and also the first time you met us, he said, "You won't be here next week." And I was like, what does he think he is?
I did the same thing to Mario Arizona. Honest ass little bitch. Listen, the right person, that gets inside their skin.
You
And they
did.
go, "Oh, no. Oh, you don't know me."
Oh,
And you
yeah.
go, That's what this environment's for. But he just tells you the truth. You may not want to hear it. But see, this is business. This ain't church. We're not talking about friendship. I don't care if you like me. What I'm telling you is factual data based on mathematical algorithms. If you do this, you get this. Doesn't matter. It's like, it's very simple. So don't shoot the messenger. Shoot the message. Look down at your numbers.
Yes.
All right, sorry, your question.
Yeah. Okay. What would be the? I know we can generalize and not with a specific, but as much as you could tell me, what would be our strategy to go SVPs? How soon? If we do the right thing, what would be our strategy to go SVPs?
You just need to find, if I were you, I would be looking at licensing one active direct per month. Meaning, right now you're average 2.83 of recruits for the last 12 months. I would kick your recruiting up to 4 personally. For example, if this is my 4 I'm going to hire this month, this is my 4 I'm going to hire next month, that's the 4 I'm going to hire next month. Out of this group, one of these people, I want him to be an active direct, meaning he's going to get licensed and he's going to start producing. I understand the other 3 are going to fall by the wayside. They're going to be 2 are going to be gone, and 1's going to be. Can you tell me more about the SMART program that you guys had 10 years ago? Sure. Get away from me. So think about this: one direct, and I'm talking about licensed, active, direct. Licensed, active, and producing. And that'll give you 12 directs in a month. If you do that, in my opinion, 12 to 18 months, you could be an SVP. Understand what I just said? You're going to get 1. That sounds easy. I've worked my ass off this year, and I got 4 right now. And I'm beating everybody in my bake shop. I'm averaging $7,500 a personal premium, and it's not easy. It sounds easy. It's not easy. Because nobody in this room outside of you is averaging 2.83 recruits. So you've got 3 of them. You just got to get 1 of them licensed. Does that make sense? So if I were you, I would personally, and this would go to all of you, get 1 active licensed direct. Run your daily blast. How many codes show up? There it is right there. You just got to grow your sales force. That's all it is. It's a numbers game. You just have to grow your sales force. And plug them into the leadership you guys have. It's incredible.
So that active direct has to be a month or weekly or a month?
Licensed active direct a month. Meaning I'm going to recruit 4 directs this month. And listen to your upline. If what I'm saying doesn't, listen to them. They overwrite everything I say. This is me. You're asking me how do you go SVP?
Yes.
I think you can go SVP in the next 12 to 18 months by hiring 4, getting 1 of them trained and licensed and active. Now it's going to take about 90 days for the cycle to begin. You'll hire these guys, 90 days from now he's going to pop out licensed. Then another 120 days they'll pop out licensed. You see what I mean? So it takes, there's a little bit of time frame, but 12 to 18 months, you've got 18 licensed active directs. Of those, you're going to have 20% of them are going to pop out. That's your RVP promotion. Woo! That's all I didn't hear. That's your SVP promotion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just something very simple like that.
Love it.
Question?
Thank you.
How much time do you spend with a cold market interview before you realize you're wasting your time?
I cannot answer that question, Dave. I've never been in the cold market my whole career, ever. So I'm not a person to ask that question.
What about a general interview?
I'm too much of a candy ass, to be honest, to be in the cold market. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you the truth. This is just me. So my whole business, I'd hire him, and I'd do a great job with him, and he'd send me to see somebody. He'd send me to see somebody. So I can't. I'm not a good. I have no idea.
So you don't do cold prospecting?
I've never done cold prospecting in my whole career, ever. Again, that's but that's just me. No, I've never ever.
Well, Mike Sharpa,
Say again.
Mike Sharpa did that to lots of girls.
I think you do anything, whatever it takes for you to win. Yeah. People are here different. I grew up here. I ran a business in Redlands that was very successful, so I knew a lot of people, and for me it was easy. I would just, hey man, I'm excited I'm in training, I need your help. Hey, I'm excited I'm in training, I need your help. Hey, I'm excited I'm in training, I need your help. And it's like a rabbit hole. You do a good job, this person takes you to see this one, to this one, to this one, to this one. Hell, I never even got to my original list. So as long as you have a good trainer, I promise you put me in front of them, they'll rabbit hole down for you all day long. You can't even stop it. But you gotta know quality people. Look, if your first 10 appointments are all shit, you better look in the mirror. That means you're shit. I'm dead serious. The first 10 appointments you go on are all shit, you're shit. If you're shit, then you need to work on not being shit, which means you got to work on getting better. You got to work on your skill set. You got to work. People got to like you. You got to smile. You got to brush your teeth. You got to comb your hair.
Oh
you got to
my
deodorant. Stuff like that. So I use outrageous things like that because I want you to remember it. It's important. People got to like you and trust you, and you got to do a good job. And if
They
you do
don't
a
like
good job,
you,
you attract people in your business. Isn't it amazing how these RVPs, people just get attracted to them? It's not amazing. They've worked incredibly hard at getting good and bringing their skill set up, and then, listen to Hector Still with People and Jim Hoyt. I mean, you realize how many times all of us leaders have been to his seminar? Yeah. By the way, his new book on, I'm not here to promote Jim, His new book, unfreaking believable. If you haven't bought and ordered this book yet, you are absolutely out of your mind. Wait till you see it. It is it's unfreaking believable. So, but we worked hard at this. I've been to 6 or 7 of the seminars. I probably spent 100 hours listening to Jim. My God. All right, next person. Does that answer your question, Peter? I'm sorry, I can't answer that. Yeah, I just don't. That's not my book.
Thank you.
When did your passion really burn for this company?
For this company? Good question. About 2.5 years. When I had 2 people in my family die that I didn't have the guts to set an appointment with, and I found out that they didn't have life insurance, that's when I realized what a freaking candy ass I am. Just because they're successful, they were on my chicken list, and I didn't have the guts to pick up the phone. It's 2 years. I never planned on doing this. I just did this to pay out, make part-time money, and all of a sudden it morphed and transferred and done all this. I just paid my 93rd death claim. Listen, UPS driver, 52 years old, San Bernardino, delivering a package, falls out, bam, dead.
Wow.
Brought his wife a check back for $602,000. Yeah, so that's a great question. Next question.
Wow.
How long did you stay part-time before leaving your $100,000 a year job?
I quit my job the day I got promoted to RVP. I stayed, to me, I made $147,000 working. I started Primerica, I was 27. I was 29, I watched 2 people at Tom Bell get fired that made the same income I did. Scared the crap out of me. My part-time income was about $4 or $5 grand here. And when I say $4 or $5 grand here, it was, you see the 20,000? Well, I made $1,600 a month, but I cut out $2,000 of my expenses. Because everything I learned in this business, all I did was apply it. So I got real lean and I got real mean, and when I watched those 2 guys get fired, I then made a commitment to quit my job, and I quit my job June 6, 2000, the day I got promoted to RVP, and I worked 60 hours a week. I had 2 kids that were, when I started the business, one was 2 and the other one was 2 days old. So don't say, and I owned a tanning salon, and I worked a ridiculous amount of hours. So don't cry to me, I ain't got time. Then you're exactly what I'm looking for. If you have all the time in the world, you're a freaking loser, and you ain't going to get around to doing anything. Because if you're 40 living with mom and you got plenty of time, you ain't going to make it. What I'm looking for is, I'm married and kids, I'm going in 100 different directions like an octopus on roller skates. That's what I want. That person that ain't got time is what I want. You know why? Because people that don't have time are the people who get stuff done. Busy people win.
Yes.
People that have all the time in the world are freaking lazy losers, in my opinion.
True.
So you were working a job, running a business, putting how many hours? 40, 50 hours? A work? A week. And then going from America. So
Oh no, my job required like 60 hours. I worked at least 60, 70 hours a week at Tom Bell. I had no choice. I mean, because I had to run that department, so it was bell to bell, 6 to 6, 6 days a week. And I managed 70 people. But I didn't. Look, I made $12 grand a month. There was no disconnect. I didn't mind. Sergio was from the car business. Sergio was he became an RVP in 2 years. He was a tech at Rotolo Chevrolet. He was the guy that fixed your car, okay? Told you that a bunch of crap was broke, it really wasn't, just so we could get a paycheck. That brings up a good point for a second, where you guys think, I need balance. You have 0 balance right now. And I think sometimes RVPs don't want to talk about this. I have no problem with this. You need to sell out for the next 3 years and be completely out of balance. Here's what I did. See, you can use your kids as an excuse or a reason. My 2 kids at 0 and 2, if I closed 2 sales, they went to Chuck E. Cheese. I never left the house with them dragging on my leg crying, Daddy, don't leave. You know what they said? Oh, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese? Oh, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese? So I just tricked my kids into figuring out a way that I could get busy and do what I should have been doing as a real dad anyway. Okay? And all I did is if we wrote 2 sales, Saturday, Gary used to give out candy bars if he wrote a sale. Every single Saturday, I had to bring my kids home a candy bar. And if I was a week stuck and I didn't have one, I had to stop by and buy a candy bar. Here you go, kids. Because we tricked our kids into doing that kind of crap. And now they're 16 and 19, live a ridiculous life. You can't even imagine. But see, in the beginning, all those decisions are made in the beginning where you ain't going to have balance. You guys are pastors, right?
Yes.
You guys think pastors have balance? You are out of your freaking mind. Guess what pastors are dealing with? Your crap all day long. All they hear is you whining and crying about poor you and victim this and I don't know why and this, that, and the other because you're thinking, dumbass. That's why. Now, they can't quite tell it to you like that, but they don't. I have pastors in my business, and you know what they do? They're out of balance the other way. So you think, I want to have their life. Not if you realize how much time they have dealing with all your crap you wouldn't want to have their life. So when you think of Primerica, God family business, they're going to be out of balance, gang. But now we're out of balance the other way where I've won 26 trips. Kids have been in 16 different countries. My wife never even went on a plane until she married me. What a smart choice that was. But the point I want to make to this is you got to get ridiculously uncomfortable for the next 3 years. There was 4 or 5 days when I was building it in a regional that I'd come home and never see my kids. I'd leave at 6 o'clock on 5:30 in the morning at Tom Bell. I would tear off my Tom Bell shirt. My trainees would meet me there. I'd throw on a Primerica shirt. We'd get in the car and go. I'd drop them off at 10 o'clock. I'd get home at 11. Wife and kids are sleeping. Never even seen them. Kiss them on the forehead the next night, the next night, the next night. 4 or 5 nights like that. But you know what I wanted? I wanted freedom. And I wanted to get out. And you know what I seen? Most of my friends were punks and little wimps. And they wouldn't do what it took to do that. Oh, I want to stay home with my kids. Really? Well, I was the only room dad at Cram Elementary. Where the hell were you? I was watching your kid because you had a job. And I did that all the way with my kids. See, you have a ridiculous amount of freedom on the other side where you can have a life that is fairy tale. But you ain't going to get it by handing out 1 appointment a week. That shit ain't going to cut it. Nope. Sorry, I didn't get on my soapbox. Oh. There we go. Come on! Be a ball buster or be gone is my concept.
Did you ever go through a phase where you felt like this wasn't working for you, and how did you overcome that?
Everything in our business, in the car business, we have days that are called brown hand syndrome. How have you ever experienced that? Everything you touch turns to shit. Brown hand syndrome. Touch this, turns to shit, turns to shit. Your first 18 months in Primerica, everything you touch is going to turn to shit. And being on my wife, it's so funny, because I go, man, there was times I wanted to quit all the time. Really? I never wanted to quit. Are you whacked? Because there was times, but you know what, the times I didn't want to quit, I had to go back to my oh yeah list. You know what, to the people that gave me crap and told me I couldn't do it, oh, you rich yet? How's that pyramid scheme working? See, for me, I'm motivated by pain. So when I wanted to quit, I looked at my oh yeah list, which were these derelict friends of mine. Oh, you're going to get rich, Rick? And I go, if I quit, that candy-ass Peter Whitehead in parts is going to be right. No freaking way. No way that loser's going to be right. So for me, I tapped into the I was not going to quit. So was it tough? Dude, every day was tough. You're dealing with people. It's like freaking hurting cats. My God.
Well, creation fun. Everything turns to crap, but you still made money. You still went to work. You still did everything you could.
No choice. Look, guys, most of you can't handle the freedom Primerica gives you. Most of your problem, full-timers, you are not disciplined enough to handle the freedom of doing what you want. Right. So you're like you know, my daughter playing T-ball. She hits the ball and then a butterfly comes by and she's like, I'm like, run a bird, oh, butterfly. That's your guy. You've never had freedom before and you think you've arrived, so you're doing all this ridiculous shit that you shouldn't be doing. You had a job, you'd be there at 8 o'clock, but now you're going to get out of bed at 10 because I'm full-time?
Yeah.
For all these agencies, and a lot of their spouses are not here, and you just said something really clear, that you never saw your kids, and you never saw your wife. What do you tell these brand new agents that have young kids and spouses to convince the spouse that it's okay, it's temporary?
You know, that's a great question. Bridget bought in day one. What I mean by that, when we joined Primerica, my solution number is BTJ80, hers is BTJ79. We didn't join as one and then the other came along. We wrote a check for $752 each, because that's what it was back then. So, and that was our first, and so what we bought into is we bought into a belief that we were going to build and do this together. And she set field training appointments, I set field training appointments. She went out and closed, I went out and closed, we got trained together. We made it, Gary just, you know what I realized? Gary told me the truth. He didn't care if it offended me. If you want to win, Bridget will be with you on every single field training appointment. Was it easy? No, it wasn't easy. Not at all. But partnership is critical, and we used our kids as a reason, not an excuse. And Gary just, when I looked at Gary's life, like if you actually got a day to spend with Lugo, and you got to realize the life you can have with your kids, you can't even describe it. I wanted that. Gary had a lifestyle that was attracted to me, and I knew I could never get. He called me at Tom Bell. Hey Rick, I'm at the river. You want to come? Oh, that's right. You got a job. Click. Hey, I'm Carmel. Daniel and Carmel coming down. You want to come? Oh, that's right. You got a job. Click. And it was like, oh, that's cute. And then after about a year and a half, that shit started really getting to me. I go, wait a minute. I don't have that option here. I don't have freedom here. But so I would never use my kids as an excuse. So but we made a goal, Grace, and did it together, and we both knew. And listen, if you're not a couple, you ain't gonna win. Because when I was in the toilet, Bridget was on the top of the hill. And when Bridget was on the toilet, I was on the top of the hill. We were never in the toilet together. Okay? So we were never at the top of the hill together. So it's always that balance has always been able to, she would go grab our dream boards. Remember you told me you were going to give me that big red ring? You can't quit. All right. That's what we did. So we
You
used
would suggest to always to tell them the dream and tell them